I'm sorry to hear that you don't know my rights or care about my rights, and you want to try and use tools of intimidation to take my rights away from me. I'm not going to have it. Am I free to go?
I said hang on.
Am I being detained?
These tyrant cops thought they could do whatever they wanted with whoever until their supervisors put them in their places. Starting with this deputy who unlawfully detained a citizen.
Absolutely no markings on this squad car. Got ourselves a Pine County Sheriff's deputy here. 405 WMZ. You see that in your rear view, definitely take caution and slow down. No, thank you, sir. All right. Can I get your name and badge number since you've made contact?
Sure, my name is Deputy Hawkinson, badge number 554.
This YouTuber walked up to an unmarked police car in the Pine County office and started making videos of them, and this grew the suspicion of the deputy on the scene.
Have a great day.
Can I ask you why you're recording your vehicles and phone numbers?
You can ask all you want, sir. All right, we got another dirty vehicle. Love it. All right. Let's take a look at something here. As we all know, you have to establish privacy. Let's check out the zoom features on this camera.
Ignoring the questions asked by the deputy, the civilian went back to recording the police cars and their contents.
Hey, sir. No, you can't be zooming.
Absolutely, I can, sir. Hey, whoa, do not touch me.
You cannot
You cannot touch me.
You cannot be...
Sir, it is available and viewable from public.
You cannot
Sir,
be recording
it
on
is
my...
viewable from the public. You cannot interfere with me.
Yes.
You
actually,
cannot interfere with me.
You cannot be recording inside the vehicles with
okay,
the
let's take it down a step.
computer.
Let's take it down a step.
Okay, at this point, I am going to ask for your identification.
Tired of the man's behavior, the officer approached him and requested identification because of how erratic the man was.
My ID? Why?
But
Am I being detained?
Fine. Do you want to start me a call?
Hold on.
The office?
Am I being
got
detained?
A gentleman here trying to record inside squad.
Day two.
Yes.
And why am I being detained?
Now, because, like I just told you, you're recording.
Is that a crime? Is that a crime?
Data privacy laws?
No, sir. You are required to create your own privacy. I am not required to do your privacy for you. How you doing, sir? What's your name and badge number?
Investigator Nygaard.
Nice to meet you, sir. I really would like to take the tension down. Let's de-escalate.
Right, so can I see your ID?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Not unless you have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I have committed, am committing, or am about to commit a crime, which is a statute or law. Not your feelings, not your policies, nothing about that. This is an unlawful detention.
As of right
This
now,
is an unlawful detention.
The man asked the cop why he was being asked for his ID, even suggesting he was being detained, but the officer could barely do anything lawfully.
Sure, I'm sorry.
Okay. So basically, he's walking around, he's recording inside all the squads, collecting plate numbers, everything else like that. Came up to my squad and then started zooming in on the computer and stuff, which our computers is private information.
But you need to create the privacy.
Okay.
Not me. I'm a private citizen.
The first deputy told the inspector that the YouTuber had been recording private properties. However, the YouTuber quickly argued back, leaving the deputy speechless.
I don't care, but as of right now, if you have identification on you.
I would be glad to provide it for you. In fact, it is in my Jeep. I'm sorry. But in order for me to provide to you my identification, you need to be able to articulate reasonable, articulatable suspicion that I have committed, am committing, or am about to commit an actual law. I'd like to inform you, sir, that you are outside. Okay, I'm just going to pull a piece of paper out here. You are officially outside of your authority. You are officially violating my constitutional rights. And it states right here, if you read line 3 of the Code of Ethics of Public Services of the City of Hinckley. Dedicated service. All officials and employees. Pardon. Officials and employees shall not exceed their authority or breach the law or risk others to do so. Let me ask you something, sir. If you do not have RAS to demand my identity, and you continue to demand my identity, Is that violating the law?
The cop struggled to respond to the well-prepared vlogger, despite the man's provocative attitude, and even made a mistake by bluntly saying he didn't care about the law.
Going inside, recording inside the computer and stuff, which is
You
a
will,
violation of
you
data
will
privacy
find it
laws.
is not. I am
It is a
not in
violation
violation of any privacy laws.
Yes, you are.
Sir,
So,
if you need privacy, it is your
I told
obligation
you-
to create it.
I told you not to be recording, and you zoomed in onto my
Well,
computer.
I actually zoomed in far before you
So,
asked anything
either
of
way,
me.
I
You
told
also
to stop,
contacted
and you
me.
did not stop.
Did you touch me?
So, I told you to stop.
Did you
I
make
reached out
physical
to-
contact with me?
I reached out to
Are you
take
aware
your
that
phone
that's
away from-
assault?
Okay.
That
I'm
is
not gonna
simple
debate
battery.
this with you.
Well, then am I
So-
free to go?
Do you have an ID with you?
I do.
Can I see
Always.
it, please?
No, you may not. From this point forward, I will observe my right to remain silent. I have nothing further to say to you without a lawyer present.
Using invasion of privacy as a justification to demand an ID, the civilian still evaded the obligations and then exercised his right to remain different.
That's fine. I'll just get all of my supervisor and I'll see what...
Maybe he'll
Otherwise-
educate you.
Do you really have to be so rude?
When my rights were violated and I was assaulted by somebody who was sworn to uphold my constitutional rights, I get pretty upset, sir.
Realizing he couldn't do much, the deputy told the vlogger he would call his supervisor. However, the man got rude and played the victim, which the cop wouldn't tolerate.
I'm sorry to hear that you don't know my rights or care about my rights and you want to try and use tools of intimidation to take my rights away from me. I'm not going to have it.
Take any rights away from
Are you demanding my ID?
I am asking you for
Am
your
I
ID,
free to
yes.
go?
Just hang on. real
Am
quick.
I free to go?
I said hang on.
Am
real
I
quick.
being
I
detained?
already answered that question for you.
And what crime do you suspect of me to be committing? Have committed or am about to commit? What law? You're being very quiet here, Mr. Nygaard. You understand what I'm doing here, don't you?
You're trying to figure out what's going on.
Mind you, folks, this is day 2. And we've already got a cop who's addicted to identification. God, man, it's like crack to these people.
Recording squads, license plates.
The YouTuber repeatedly asked the officer if he was free to leave since he was not detained, but the deputy refused to let him leave.
Yeah. Do you mind? I don't have any weapons. I'm a little cold. Can I put my hand in my pocket?
Oh, do you mind if I just check?
I
real
do.
quick, make sure?
I do mind, but I will.
I can kind of see that.
I know that I'm under a Terry stop here right now.
You're fine.
Yeah. I know I'm on a Terry stop, and I know that gives you the right to pat me down. So, by the way, it's an unlawful Terry stop, just so you know. For the record.
Shivering in the cold, the YouTuber asked if he could put his hands in his pockets. The officer searched him for weapons, but the man became combative again.
No, he just keeps following me around with his phone.
I'm in
That's
public,
about
sir.
it. So,
C. Hawkinson, tyrant, in charge.
oh, you're coming here? Okay. All right, yeah, if you want to talk with him and deal with it, that'd be great.
I wish to be free to go.
Well, if you want to leave,
I wish to be
Then-
free from your detention, sir.
okay, well, then you can leave our parking lot. That's perfect.
The YouTuber kept following the deputy. Eventually, he was allowed to leave the parking lot because they realized they couldn't detain him. These cops were dumbfounded when this enlightened citizen stood his ground. In the next case, unlawful postal office to order.
Ma'am, he's a law enforcement officer. He's not a feelings enforcement officer, ma'am.
Hey, what's up guys? Long Island Audit here. Back again with another video. Today we're at the United States Post Office here in Akron, Ohio. We are here today to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants respect our rights and treat us with respect.
This YouTuber went to the United States Postal Office in Akron, Ohio to film and exercise his First Amendment rights. He clearly knew what he was doing and was ready for confrontation.
So the government is allowed to have security against us, but the minute that we want some security and accountability, transparency, that becomes an issue.
Okay, well, sir, you cannot record me. I don't give him permission to record. No need to give him permission. It doesn't matter. This is not his taxpayers do not pay for this building. Sir, I feel uncomfortable. If you guys are not gonna do nothing, what's your sergeant's name?
You can call him.
Okay, give me his number. What's his name?
Same number you guys have been calling.
Because you feel rude and you sound very unprofessional. I don't have to be recorded.
No, here's Max. I'm not agreeing with you.
I don't have to be recorded.
Shortly after, a postal officer tried to stop him from filming and even showed disrespect to a law enforcement officer because the officer saw no wrongdoing.
Ma'am, he's a law enforcement officer. He's not a feelings enforcement officer, ma'am.
I don't want to be the police. I don't want him talking to me. I don't want to be recorded. So basically, you telling him he can do whatever he wants.
No, he says I can't break the law.
He make me feel uncomfortable. Well, he's making me feel uncomfortable.
The woman clearly disregarded what the officer had said. In her view, she was well within her rights and even requested to speak with the officer's supervisor.
Hey, sir, can I just get your name and badge number, please?
It just don't make any sense. But this is getting ridiculous. This is the fourth time.
I don't think it was him last time I was here, but I've been out here for this purpose.
And he's not allowed to just point cameras in people's face.
It's the First Amendment, ma'am. Freedom of press. I'm just trying to educate you, ma'am. That's all. Sir, would you mind if I get that name and
I'll
badge
pay
number?
for it. It's always over here.
Yeah, sure. Well, so far this officer is doing really well.
How the poster inspector. The police is not doing anything.
Yes, it does.
I'm just asking.
No, that's just what you can't do. You can't keep you from doing your job.
She wants this officer to enforce her feelings, but he's a law enforcement officer, not a feelings enforcement officer. It's freedom of speech. This is America. This is America. You were talking about me. You're trying to have me arrested for nothing.
Other employees and patrons in the post office repeatedly mentioned how uncomfortable they were with the YouTuber's presence.
We was also told by our postmaster that they're not going to make a purchase and they'll make that much uncomfortable. They were next to it.
Who's the manager on duty?
The manager then informed the officer about the unlawful directive that their inspector had allegedly given them.
Yeah, ma'am, that's what I'm doing here. That's it. Nothing nefarious, nothing illegal. By walking, ma'am, before the police officer got here, I was walking around filming the...
I know, and I was uncomfortable.
You felt comfortable that I was recording the walls? You felt...
I could see your
No, but you felt uncomfortable that I was recording the walls?
I felt uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't help that at all. I mean, where was I when the police officer got here? Nowhere near you, right? Yeah, I was recording. I didn't record you.
I just want to know.
Okay. I was just trying to be forthcoming. Here's your card. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Akron Police Department Officer Sims, 1322. He's doing a great job so far. Can't believe that he has to deal with that rude public servant that's working here. There's no reason for her to treat him that way. Just because he's not enforcing her feelings and her ignorance of the law, and she's gonna get mad at him. Unbelievable. It's like he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. He's doing the right thing and he still has to deal with a bunch of BS.
A female patron voiced discomfort about the journalist filming nearby. He promptly reassured her that he hadn't filmed her and had kept a respectful distance throughout.
So the officer came inside. I missed the front end of the conversation. He came inside. There's his car right out here, Akron Police Department. So he came inside while I was just walking around recording, nobody in particular, and they still want to throw a fit about I'm making them uncomfortable recording the walls. Now that they made a big deal about it, yeah, I'm recording you. You're part of the story. You made yourself part of the story. She said she was going to call the postal inspectors. I hope she does so she can get some sort of education today on the laws and our rights.
The YouTuber resumed his tour inside the post office, recounting the events that had prompted the staff to call the police earlier. The manager added that she intended to notify her inspector as well.
He's not breaking the law. He said making people feel uncomfortable is not against the law. Finally, an officer that gets it. Finally. Hey, officer, just real quick. I just want to thank you for doing the right thing and upholding your oath to the Constitution and not enforcing feelings. I get people are going to feel some kind of way, and I can understand that, but I wasn't. Where was I when you came here?
Over here somewhere.
Yeah, nowhere near people, right? So I wasn't. I started recording once you got here, so it wasn't.
As long as not impeding people from coming and going or making threats.
Yeah.
You can exercise your
No,
rights.
but I duly appreciate you doing the right thing, and I'm sorry you had to deal with that nasty woman.
That's under the territory.
Yeah, no, I get it. She didn't like you too much.
The officer returned to the counter, informing the employee about the YouTuber's activities in the postal office before departing.
That's the walk of honor, not the walk of shame. That's the walk of honor. He did the right thing here today, and that's what we love to see. Officer Sams did the right thing. The ironic part is I don't even remember. Hey, sir. You want me to smile?
Nah, this wasn't. You got me. I got you.
Oh, okay. Tit for tat. Got it. No problem. I don't mind people taking my picture. There's cameras everywhere.
As the YouTuber kept exploring the building, the man suddenly saw one of the earlier customers taking pictures of him. When he tried conversing, the person fled.
All right, let's get ourselves a stamp before we get out of here. Hi, can I just get one stamp, please?
$0.60. There you are.
Thank you.
75. There you are.
Thank you.
And here's your receipt. Serving at the bottom. You have a great day.
I'll definitely take it. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. Thank you for your patience. How can I help you?
So the reason why you buy a stamp is so you get a survey, so you can give feedback, because they don't care. They absolutely don't care.
I could have gave you a stamp.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you for your kindness. You too, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
Just before leaving, the YouTuber decided to buy a stamp so he could provide feedback on how poorly he was treated, then proceeded to exit the postal office. The law-abiding cop educated the postal officers, despite their apparent indifference. In this final instance, the boss found herself humbled by her own team.
Come out the car. Are you serious?
I'm good.
Are you serious?
I'm good.
Come to the back of the car. Are you serious, Sarge? Really? You see how you're driving?
I have a friend with me.
On March 14th, 2024, Miami Gardens police officers saw a car swerving on Northwest 2nd Avenue near 202nd Terrace. They decided to pull it over for a routine traffic stop.
Huh?
I was trying to go home.
Come out the car.
Me?
Come out the car.
Go ahead.
Are you serious?
I'm good.
Are you serious?
I'm good.
Come to the back of the car.
As the officer walked up to the car, he told the nervous driver to get out. But when the driver did, the officer looked disappointed right away.
Come to the back of the car. Are you serious, Sarge? Really? You see how you're driving?
I have a friend with me.
Hey, Gomez, you on?
It was actually someone from work, Sergeant Andrea Smith. She seemed drunk, mumbling unclearly, and even saying she had a friend with her in the car, though she was alone.
Smith. All right, gonna be performing some field sobriety testing today, okay?
Okay.
Are you willing to take these tests?
Absolutely.
So, are you wearing any, you wearing any contacts?
No.
No? Okay, so what about your shoes? Would you like to take your shoes off? No? Okay. So we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here. Any injuries or anything like that? No? Alright, so first thing we're gonna do, I need you to
Another officer showed up and told Sergeant Smith she had to do a sobriety test outside. She agreed, but the officer had to stop the test because he was called away for something else.
Alright, Smith,
So that means you was starting sobriety test, you started sobriety test because the sergeant told you not to?
Yes, they advised me that Miramar is coming to take over.
Okay.
I mean, it started and now.
So in the middle of the sobriety test, it told you no, right?
Yeah, he told me to stop. My sergeant told me to stop. So.
Conflict of interest?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. He told me to stop, and I'm just advising you that Miramar is coming to take over.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
All right.
The officer sergeant had told him not to do the test and to let Miramar handle it instead. Sergeant Smith seemed unhappy with this choice.
I still gotta write this shit up.
My phone is alarm.
The special team finally arrived and arrested the drunk sergeant. When they questioned her, she could hardly speak clearly.
Holloway. So she refused everything? Okay.
I didn't ask you for the breath test yet.
Okay.
But she's probably gonna refuse that.
Yeah, she refused. Someone said over here that you were shaking.
316?
Listen.
The team hadn't done the sobriety test yet, but they expected Sergeant Smith wouldn't cooperate. The sergeant was charged with 2 offenses and removed from her job. Her lawyer argued that the actions against her were retaliatory, saying she was being punished for speaking out as a whistleblower. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, we witnessed how disrespectful officers were put in their places, especially the rude postal officers. It's crucial that all public servants, not just police officers, receive proper training on respecting citizens' rights. If you agree with me, please consider showing your support by liking this video and make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these.